Yes. Okay. Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashikritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti-bheda-vibhagine Vyoma-vadyapta-dehaya Dakshina-murtaye namaha. Om Dayanandeshwaraya namaha. And then we have to do Gita verses, no? वो भूल गई मैं, हाँ? Okay. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham stairyam vinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanudarshanam asakteranabhishvangaha putradargrihadishu nityam cha samachittatvam ishtaništopapattishu mayi chananya-yogena bhaktiravyabicharini viviktadesha-sevitvam aratirjana samsadi adhyatma-jnana-nityatvam tatvajnanartha-darshanam etad jnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadatonyatha. Okay. Welcome to all of you. That includes Aurora uncle also, who has just come in. Okay. So let's look at this. Okay. So previous value mein we did nityam cha samachittatvam ishta anishta upapattishu. Basically saying samachittatvam, let there be samatvam, equanimity, no matter what you're facing in life. But Lord Krishna over there did not give us the method how to have this samachittatvam, and I had filled in with logic. So why don't we have samatvam? That's also a good question to ask, no? कि हमें samatvam क्यों नहीं है? So Vedant will say, main reason is that we see that happiness, our sense of well-being is a quotient of our being able to fulfill our ragadvesha. Okay? And so our ragadveshas are based on our projection that people, situations, things are going to make me happy or unhappy. And then last time we spent time seeing that our assumption that people, situations, things make me happy or unhappy is not true. Not really looking at that logic again, but basic issue as we see again and again is that we have ignorance of our true nature. What true nature of what? That we are Purna. And because of that, we identify with this upadhi of body-mind. Body-mind upadhi is incomplete, it is limited, it is imperfect. And so because I take the body-mind to be I, myself, therefore I feel that I am incomplete, I am imperfect, I am very limited, right? And then once I think like that, then naturally I want to be perfect, I want to be complete. No? And therefore, what happens is that makes me project because I don't know where to look for this, this missing completeness. Kahan mile usko? So then I project it on people. This person will make me complete, or that thing will make me complete, or that situation will make me okay. iti. So there's a lot of projection takes place that it's going to make me secure and happy. And then naturally, if I think something is going to make me secure and happy, I'm going to get raga for it. And if I think something is making me unhappy, I will have dvesha for it. Very natural. Iti. So our lack of samatvam is basically because of the presence of raga dvesha. So conversely, when I enjoy a state of mind that is free of raga dvesha, then I can have samatvam. In fact, I will have samatvam. When I talk about raga dvesha, I only mean binding raga dvesha. Okay, where our sense of well-being is centered on something. I will feel well if that thing happens, or if that person is there, or if that situation is like that. Iti. Very strong sense, that my sense of well-being is dependent upon XYZ. Iti. Now in chapter 3, Lord Krishna prescribed karma yoga to be free of this ragadvesha. And as a part of karma yoga, Lord Krishna talked about what? The attitude of prasada buddhi. It is time for Shobha to sleep. So Shobha, get some water. So prasada buddhi means we are able to accept things. Okay? What is prasada buddhi? When we are able to accept things that they have come from the altar of Ishvara. Prasada means what? It means tranquility. Actually, tranquility is mind also. So I can't say tranquility of mind. Only thing which is tranquil is mind. Okay. So tranquility. Okay. So when there is lot of shraddha and bhakti towards Ishvara, then when we see that things are coming from the altar of Ishvara, then it looks acceptable to us. And when we are able to accept things, then our mind is going to enjoy relative tranquility, samatva. For example, we go to a temple. Okay, when we are coming out, I don't know Gurdwara also if it's that, but in our, especially in South Indian temples, North Indian temple, I don't know much. So we go to the temple, we will get some food item. That food item has already been offered to Lord. And then when we receive it, we already know that it has come from Ishvara's altar. And because it has come from Ishvara's altar, we call it as prasada. We accept it. Okay? Similarly, stretching that example, when we do any action and our attitude is that we are offering it to the Lord. Okay, that's the attitude. I'm giving it to the Lord. Then what is going to come back? The result will come back because this is action. Something has to come back. The result is going to come back. Then when we get the result, we accept it that it is coming from the Lord because my action I offer to the Lord, and as a result of that action, I am getting the result. That result is coming from the Lord, iti. If I am able to accept it like that, then there is prasada buddhi. Okay, I understand it as prasada. And that attitude of acceptance, taking that it is coming from the altar of the Lord, what does it give to me? Samatvam. It gives samatvam. So, it is clear that for samatvam, as indicated in Karma Yoga, one needs bhakti or devotion. Without devotion to the Lord, there is no karma yoga. So Pujya Swamiji used to tell us repeatedly, there is no karma yoga which is separate from bhakti yoga. And there is no bhakti yoga which is separate from karma yoga. Because karma yoga is possible only for the person who has a devotion for Ishvara. So karma yoga is not separate from bhakti yoga. Okay? Why? Because the karma yogi needs to have pretty intense devotion for the Lord to be able to accept every result. Otherwise, how? Without devotion, it's not possible. So Pujya Swamiji used to say, there's no question of secular karma yoga. ऐसे कोई वस्तु है ही नहीं. That means, so without devotion to Ishvara, you cannot practice karma yoga. That means an atheist cannot be called, he may be very, very ethical, but we won't call him a karma yogi. Yeah? For karma yoga, devotion to Ishvara is essential. It presupposes Shraddha in Ishvara. So, what is the karma yogi's vision? He looks upon Ishvara as the karma phala data. What is karma phala data? The one who gives the result of karma. Not only that, he looks upon Ishvara as one who is Sukhrad. Sukhrad means one who is my well-wisher, iti, who is also Kripalu. So this understanding of Ishvara is the basis of his devotion and the basis of his prasada buddhi. And because of that, he is able to accept favorable, unfavorable, all of this he can accept without complaint, without resistance. Okay. So now let's look at the slide. Okay, this I had put here that we saw. I will put it as a slide for you all. Okay. Okay. This I already told you. Okay. So this we are looking at. The one in blue is the value which we are looking at. Mayi cha ananya-yogena bhaktiH avyabhicarini. It is written here. So bhaktiH, that ra there is because of the visarga. Okay. So I've broken it up. It is cha. Cha came in front here. Mayi bhaktiH. BhaktiH Mayi ananya-yogena avyabhicarini. So steady, unswerving devotion to the Lord due to the recognition of my non-separation from the Lord. So here Lord is saying Mayi Bhakti. Mayi means in me. Mayi, in me. Doesn't mean Maiji or something. No, no. In me. That means what? Lord is talking here. So in me, the Lord, in Ishvara, may you have bhakti. May you have devotion. What kind of bhakti? So we look at what is the basis of bhakti. Okay. So this is how Swami we would explain it. He always says this, oneness or love is the very nature of Purna Atma. In Atma's Purnatvam, naturally there is oneness, and that oneness itself is love. When we love somebody, easy to understand, we have a feeling of oneness with that person, right? So this oneness or love is the nature of Purna Atma. Purna Atma means the Purna self. Now, Vedanta points out everybody is Purna. That means in everyone's heart, love is there. Right? All of existence, every being is expressing love every moment. Because of aviveka. Why do we have aviveka? Because of ignorance. The natural love which is there it gets distorted. And it is experienced in the form of raga dvesha. And once raga dvesha is there, there is fear, there is insecurity. So fear, bhaya, is a distorted form of love. Why? Because, look at that. It's very interesting. When will we have fear? When we love something, we have a fear of losing it. Right? So it is a distorted form of love only. Fear. We are loving something, we are scared of losing it, we get fear. In the same way, we love security. We are scared of losing our security. That makes us feel insecure. So once there is insecurity, once there is fear, we want to be free. Desire is there to be free. And it is this desire only to be free from whatever it is that we don't want, which is projected onto the world, right? And it gives rise to what Gita says as kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, raga, dvesha, etc., etc. Yeah? So this is on one side, that the natural expression of Purna Atma is love. This is on one side. Okay. On the other hand, other side, what is it? We have a natural love. For what? For fearlessness, for harmony, for love, for joy, for peace, for knowledge. It's all very natural to us. And it is this natural love which is getting distorted. So fearlessness, harmony, joy, peace, knowledge. We can call this as relative satya, because they are the expressions of Purna Atma. When there is a sense of Purnatvam, this is what we feel. Fearlessness, harmony, love, joy, all this is there, peace is there. So this is the basis of creation. And we can call this as Ishvara alone. All these, love, joy, peace, fearlessness, all this is nothing but Ishvara, the Purna self-expression. So since every creature, jo bhi ho, every creature loves to be in harmony, okay? And they love love also. They love to be happy. And this harmony and love and happiness is nothing but Ishvara. So actually, every creature loves Ishvara without really knowing it, okay? Because it's Ishvara's expression of Purnatam only, which is in the form of love and harmony. Now, Ishvara is also free of all partiality. Ishvara is equally present in all. Ishvara is the Adhishtana. How do I explain Adhishtana? Ishvara is the basis. Ishvara is the essence. जो बोलते सबके सार है. Ishvara is the essence of everything. So Ishvara is not opposed. There is no resistance in Ishvara. Ishvara is not opposed to anything. Nirgunatvat. Being free, of all qualities. So Ishvara lends existence and life to everything. So the karma yogi's bhakti towards Ishvara is based on this kind of understanding of Ishvara. What is this understanding of Ishvara? That Ishvara is the abhinna nimitta upadana karanam of the universe. And so let's look again. So Lord Krishna is pointing out that Mayi Bhakti, in me, Bhakti, devotion, is very important for gaining Jnanam. And in Gita, Lord Krishna points out his nature of Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam in chapter 10, verse 8, where he says, Aham sarvasya prabhavaha mattav sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. So there, look at what Lord is saying. Lord is saying, Aham sarvasya prabhavaha, I am the source of all things. And everything arises or proceeds from me. So what do the Buddhaha, what do the wise people do? They understand this. Okay, they recognize this. And then they are fully endowed with seva bhava, with bhakti. They worship me. Okay, with seva bhava. So what is Lord saying over here? Aham sarvasya prabhaha mattas sarvam pravartate. So example, just as clay pervades all the pots as their material cause, so too Ishvara is saying here, see, everything comes from me. I am the source of everything. It was like if clay was to tell the pot, clay would say, I am the source of all the pots. All the pots come from me. In the same way, Ishvara is saying, all that is here, it comes from me. Iti. I am the source of everything. And so, just as clay is the material cause for the universe, Ishvara also pervades the whole material world as its material cause. That's what we mean by upadana karanam. Now some thinking hats will be required. And what is Ishvara's nature? Sat. Sat means existence. Existence here means the isness. Isness of everything. For example, specs is. This face is. Hair is. Mic is. Everything is. There's an isness. No? That is what is called as Sat, the existence principle. Everything exists. Anything you point to, it exists. That's the existence principle, the Sat iti. So as existence, as Sat, as isness, Ishvara pervades the entire Jagat. Okay? Ishvara is also the source from whom all actions spring. Ishvara is of the nature of awareness or consciousness. It's the very source of sentiency in the universe. So there's this continuous play of creation, sustenance, dissolution. All of it takes place in the presence of Ishvara. Then Ishvara's nature is also the consciousness principle. So as the consciousness principle, meaning intelligence is where? Can intelligence be in any jada vastu? It can't. Intelligence is always present in consciousness principle, right? So as the consciousness principle, Ishvara is the nimitta karana, the all-knowing, all-intelligent creator and the controller. He is the niyanta, the controller of this universe. As the existence principle, Ishvara is the material cause, the upadana karanam. So Ishvara is abhinna nimitta upada karanam, means he is both. He is the nimitta karanam, the intelligent cause of the universe, as well as the upadana karanam, the material cause of the universe. Okay? Now, thinking hat required. We say existence is consciousness. Consciousness is existence. Oh my God. Okay. Supposing I ask you, Komal, are you there? You'll say, I am. Right? I am. This I am, is it conscious or not? Yes. Is consciousness here when you say I am? So consciousness is. Can you see that? Consciousness is. That is isness. That is principle is there in the consciousness is. So that's why Shastra says Sat, existence, equal to Chit, consciousness. Consciousness is, and we are the best examples of that. If I say I am, it is the same as saying I is, right? And this I is self-evident consciousness. So consciousness is, Sat is Chit. Nothing, anything that exists cannot prove its existence without the presence of a conscious being, iti. Where there is existence, there itself consciousness is there. But some things look like they are insentient because we know, we've done in Tattva Bodha, that subtle body is not there in them to express the conscious aspect. Okay? So existence is consciousness. Sat is Chit. So Sat is existence and that is Chit, which is consciousness. Existence or Sat is self-revealing. It reveals it, and consciousness is self-evident. So this Sat Chit Ishvara, okay, is totally independent. Why? Because Satchit Ishvara is Satyam. Satyam is the independent reality of this universe, is Swatantra, independent. And this Satchit Ishvara is the essence or the basis or the Adhishtanam of the whole universe. And this Satchit Ishvara is the support, okay, the Adhara, it's the one which supports the whole universe. Without the presence of Satchit Ishvara, universe is not possible, Iti. It's the support. It's all various words trying to give us, some kind of conceptual understanding of Ishvara. And by his very presence, Ishvara being the Nimitta Karana, is also the controller, the Niyanta. Everything works here based on Ishvara's laws. All the laws that are here are Ishvara's laws. Whether they are psychological laws, whether they are chemical laws, whether they are biochemical laws, whether they are physical laws, whether they are the laws of physics, any law is all Ishvara's law. So through the laws, he is the controller, he is the Niyanta. Okay? Then we say in Ishvara's Srishti, this is Advaita coming in. Ishvara's Srishti, there is no difference between Ishvara, who is the controller, and the Jagat, which is the controlled or the governed. Ishvara alone is the controller and Ishvara alone is the governed. Why? Because there is only Ishvara here. There is nothing else here. So Ishvara is the independent reality and Ishvara is only in the form of the dependent reality. So one non-dual Ishvara, through his Shakti, which kind of Shakti? Maya Shakti, as though assumes the form of this whole dependent, governed universe. And this Ishvara alone is the self, the Atma, the essence of all. Sabke saar hai. And this Ishvara alone is everything that is here. This is Advaita, okay? Now, in his absolute nature, Paramatmika Drishti, okay? In his absolute nature, absolute reality, Ishvara doesn't have any qualities. He's nirguna, nirvishesha, no qualities, no attributes. Yet, Ishvara alone is in the form of the Jagat. So, as the empirical reality, as the vyavaharik reality that we are facing, Ishvara alone is in the form of all the qualities, all the attributes, all the forms, whether they are sentient or insentient. So one Lord is alone expressing in so many different ways. So when there is knowledge, of the true nature of how Ishvara, how we are not separate from Ishvara, the self is not separate from Ishvara, then what happens? There is fearlessness, there is harmony. But where there is ignorance, or even where there is strong samskara of I am the body, okay? Many of us understand what Shastra is saying, but the samskara of I am the body is very strong. If that samskara is there also, there will be duality, okay? And there will be possibility of there being fear and insecurity. But where there is ignorance, there is aviveka. So there is reality, feeling that the duality is real. And naturally, when you think that the duality is real, there is going to be fear. Because you are this much and the whole world is so vast, you know. You are a small little thing in the vast world which is there. So there will be a lot of fear and insecurity. How strange, no? One Ishvara only, because of the difference of knowledge and ignorance, becomes the cause of fearlessness and fear. So when there is knowledge, there is fearlessness. When there is no knowledge, there is fear. All this one Ishvara only, okay? You don't have knowledge of him, there is fear. You have knowledge of him, which is well assimilated, there is abhayam. Now, so this duality, this fear, all of this, aviveka, they are a product of what? Ignorance. And therefore, important sentence, they are false. Yes, it's called as false only. Okay? And it can be overcome by viveka, which is born of knowledge. So, knowledge of Ishvara is the means to attain abhayata, nirbhayata, to attain fearlessness, joy, moksha, iti. So, it is with this knowledge that the wise people, they know, they understand, they recognize and worship Ishvara. So first what happens, this knowledge is indirect. Naturally, because it comes while you're listening in satsang, it's all in the intellect. Then inspired by this knowledge, the seeker becomes a devotee. I can say that is true for me, okay? Okay. So what is the knowledge? We'll again look at the knowledge because it's so important, eh? Okay. So what is the knowledge? The knowledge is, let me just put off my floating control so that I can see all. Okay. What is our knowledge? Now I'm going to use big, big words, okay? That Lord is omniscient. Omniscient means all-knowing, sarvagnya. Lord is omniscient. Omnipotent. Omnipotent means all-powerful. Okay? Omnipresent means all-pervading. How come Lord? And Lord is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent because He is the abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. Okay? He is the nimitta karanam also. He is the upadana karanam also. Okay? Lord is the adhishtanam of everything. So He alone is the essence of everything. Lord alone is the controller of everything. Lord is the self, the atma of everything. And the Lord is the one who gives life, inspiration. Okay? He's the one who gives all of this, iti. So, Lord is the truth, the satya of all. And introducing a new concept, Lord is the real goal of all. Because everybody is seeking happiness. Happiness is not separate from Ishvara. And so the real goal of everybody is Ishvara alone. So now the seeker understands that the true goal of life is Ishvara. Let me see if I've made, no, I've not made this. Okay. So he understands that Ishvara is the source of everything. Correct? Every sentence here should make meaning in your head. So this is just very poetic. Ishvara is the source of everything. He is the wisdom of the wise. He is the strength of the strong. He is the brilliance of the bright. So the seeker is understanding Ishvara like that Ishvara is everything, and therefore the seeker understands that I am what I am because of Ishvara. I am whoever I am because of Ishvara. And so he understands Ishvara to be also the one who motivates, the one who is the nimitta karana, the one who is the well-wisher. Therefore, whatever I have achieved is also by Ishvara's grace. So I am always the recipient of Ishvara's grace. And whatever is happening, favorable or unfavorable, is also Ishvara's grace only. Iti. So the person who is thinking like this about Ishvara, what does that person feel in their heart? They feel gratitude. Okay? So Shraddha and Bhakti towards Ishvara arises and it keeps increasing. In our culture, most of us have got this Shraddha and Bhakti towards Ishvara. But when we truly understand Ishvara in this way, and we understand Ishvara's Mahatmyam, Ishvara's greatness, then our Shraddha and our Bhakti, it becomes firm. Iti. So here, the attraction that we have towards other things, towards things of the world, why do we have it? Because Ishvara is residing in them. That is what gives them their attractiveness, Iti. And wherever there is enmity, it's also because of not understanding that Ishvara is there, Iti. So as our clarity about Ishvara increases, so too does our devotion towards Ishvara. And finally, our love for Ishvara exceeds our love for anything else. So knowledge of Ishvara's greatness, what does it do? It gives us love for Ishvara. And in time, that becomes very firm. So it is this kind of bhakti, This kind of bhakti is knowledge actually. And it leads to knowledge also. And it becomes a sadhana for moksha. So now how does bhakti become a means for moksha? This in Katho Upanishad, it is told, Yame Vaisha Vrinute Tena Labhyaha Tasyesha Atma Vrinute Tanu Smam. It's a very beautiful thing. It is told there that the sadhaka, the seeker who chooses Paramatma, okay, that seeker is chosen by Paramatma. And to him, that seeker, Paramatma alone reveals his nature. Iti. There's a choosing involved here. So what does it mean to choose Paramatma? Let me see if I can get out of this. Yeah. So what does it mean to choose Paramatma? It means to accept Paramatma as the goal of one's life. There's no higher goal than this. Iti. Because the truth is that other than Paramatma, there is nothing else here. Whatever is there is Paramatma alone. Therefore, whatever I desire in my life is Paramatma alone. And once I understand this, that there is only Paramatma here, I have a firm understanding of this, that is when I choose Paramatma, That firm understanding leads to my choosing Paramatma. So when we analyze the different goals in our life, it becomes very clear that the basic human desire is for love, for fearlessness, for oneness, for harmony. By fearlessness, we also mean security, right? And so behind all our efforts, manifest or unmanifest, there is only this one goal. So when this, yeah, okay. And when this kind of understanding of Ishvara is there and that Ishvara is everything, then what happens? The heart becomes ready for compassion. There is lot of forgiveness also. There's no point in holding on to grudges, you know. You just let it all go, Iti. So conflict in the mind, restlessness, they all become more and more less. And the seeker's life becomes surrendered. In prayer meeting also, I talk about samarpan, you know, becomes surrendered to Paramatma. Ishvara alone becomes the pillar of one's life. Okay. And Lord Krishna talks about this kind of surrender. It's a very beautiful verse in Gita, where Krishna says, Manmana bhava mad bhaktaha madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam mat parayanaha. So Krishna is saying, always think of me. Mad bhaktaha bhava. Be devoted to me. Madhyaji. Worship me. Mam namaskuru. I've taken namaskuru as surrender unto me. And then when you dedicate your mind and your body in this way to me, okay, when you're a mat parayanaha, you dedicate your whole self to me, you will certainly come to me. Bhagwan gives that promise, you know. So Lord is saying here, I alone am the self of everything. I am the nimitta karanam. I am the upadana karanam. I am everything. I am the goal of your life. I am the one who inspires all your thoughts and actions. I am the truth in everything. In this way, may you always think of me. May you make every effort to see me and experience me as being equally present in everything. So when you think like this, you will be my devotee. You will find that you are loving me alone. Iti. So Swami V's note is there, you know, I'm going to read that out to you. It's very beautiful. Yeah, it's in Hindi. सारी विशेषताओं, नाम रूप आदि को त्याग करके सब विशेषताओं के अधिष्ठान रूप, सारे नाम रूपों के सार रूप, सबके सत्य रूप, ऐसा मेरा ही तू भक्त हो जा। प्रेम पूर्वक मेरा चिंतन कर, मेरा ही श्रवण कर, कीर्तन कर, स्मरण कर। तेरा प्रेम जो सब जगह बिखरा हुआ है, उसे विवेक पूर्वक मुझ में केंद्रित कर। तू सब प्रकार से मुझे समर्पित हो जा। मेरे प्रति यह अनुराग मेरी पूजा में, सेवा में प्रवर्तित हो जाएगा। तेरे सारे कर्म, सारे परिश्रम इस ऐक्य, संवादिता और सत्य की वेदी पर अर्पण कर। यानी सब कर्मों और प्रयत्नों के पीछे इस ऐक्य, संवादिता और प्रेम का ही ध्येय रख। इसी के प्राप्ति के लिए तेरे सारे कर्म, शक्ति और संपत्ति समर्पित कर। इस प्रकार तू मुझे ही नमस्कार कर, मुझे ही समर्पित हो जा। धीरे धीरे तू मेरे जैसे बनता जाएगा। तेरा अज्ञान, अविवेक और उससे पैदा होने वाली जड़ता, भय, संघर्ष आदि दूर होते जाएंगे। तेरे और मेरे बीच की दूरी कम होती जाएगी और अंत में तुझे ज्ञान होगा कि मैं ही तेरा आत्मा हूं। तू कोई शरीर, मन, बुद्धि में सीमित अल्प चेतन नहीं है, परंतु अनंत मुक्त चैतन्य है। तू मुझको प्राप्त करेगा, अर्थात तेरे और मेरे बीच अभेद सिद्ध होगा। यह अभेद जो अभी भी विद्यमान है, वह अज्ञान और अविवेक के प्रतिबंधों के दूर होने पर जीवन जीवंत वास्तविकता बनी रहेगी. इति. So I thought, I wanted to read that out to you all. So in this way, when the devotee chooses the Lord, see, we are using the word choosing, chooses the Lord also chooses the devotee and reveals his Swarupa to him. And this is told in the 10th chapter, where Lord Krishna points out that the devotee who worships me with love at all times, to him, Lord says, I confer knowledge. So look at this, it's so beautiful. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te teshamevanukampartham ahamajnanajam tamaha nashayamyatma bhavastaha jnanadipena bhasvata. So he's saying tesham, to those who satata yuktanam, whose minds are always united with me. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Okay, in loving devotion. Dadami, I give to them buddhi yogam, this divine knowledge. Tam, I give to them this buddhi yogam, yena mam upayantite, by which they can attain to me. And then tesham eva anukampartham. Then for them, out of compassion, anukampartham, out of extreme compassion, what do? I, who live in their hearts, okay? Atma bhavastaha. I, who dwell in their hearts, what do? Nashayami. I destroy. What? The darkness, tamaha, okay? The darkness born of ignorance, darkness born, jam, of ajnanam, the darkness born of ignorance, I destroy it. How? Jnana deepena bhasvata, with a luminous lamp of knowledge. Iti. So Lord is saying, residing in the devotee's heart, Lord says, I remove the darkness of ignorance and light the lamp of this knowledge of oneness with Ishvara. So in this way, as the devotee's surrender to Lord intensifies, it looks like Lord is more and more favorable to the devotee, and the devotee continues to feel blessed because the devotee takes everything that the Lord does as blessing. Everything is Lord's grace, iti. It's a very advanced karma yogi. Huh? So in this way, Ishvara's bhakti becomes a means for knowledge of Ishvara only. Okay. So now, okay, in pointing out the value of bhakti, the Lord has used 3 qualifiers. One is Mayi. Mayi means in me. Who is me? Lord, Vasudeva, the all-pervading Lord. Who is the Nimitta Upadana Karana? Who is the Atma, the self of everything? Who is the Adhishtana of all? In me. Okay? Then we have the word ananya-yogena. Ananya here means without being connected to anything else. Means totally connected to Ishvara. Nothing else is there except Ishvara for that person. Iti Maicha ananya-yogena bhaktihi. Towards me, bhakti, which is not mixed with anything else. Iti. So may you be my bhakta alone, Lord is saying, not bhakta of the world or any other limited thing. May your devotion be towards the one who is Mata and Pita, who is father and mother of the whole universe. Over time, may your attraction turn away, from the things of the world. and turn into devotion towards Ishvara. That is most desirable because Ishvara is everywhere in everything. Okay. And finally, may Ishvara alone be the object of your love. This is called as ananya-yoga iti. Then the Lord says avyabhicarini, without any separation from Ishvara. Devotion, avyabhicarini bhakti. Devotion in which there is no separation from Ishvara. If we take Ishvara to be separate from us, then we are not with Ishvara when we are with other things, right? Supposing my mind is on myself, then I'm not with Ishvara, my attention, I'm not with in awareness of Ishvara is gone. My attention is on something outside, external. My attention on my awareness of Ishvara is gone. There would be a break, no continuity in my bhakti. So avyabhicarini bhakti means continuous, okay? In which, and that is possible only when there is no separation from Ishvara. If there is no separation from Ishvara, only then that is possible. That means no separation in my understanding, that I am not separate from Ishvara. Bhakti towards Ishvara, who is my very self. So dwelling on this Ishvara as myself is the best meditation, is the best contemplation. And this kind of bhakti will change into very clear knowledge. So that is why Lord Krishna has included bhakti here, okay? This value here in this section on what are the means for knowledge. So unflinching, unswerving, one-pointed devotion with the understanding of non-separation from Ishvara is what is meant here by Mayi ananya-yogena bhaktiH avyabhicarini. Okay. Oops, what did I do? And with that, it took a full 1 hour, This Bhakti Avyabhicarini took 1 hour. So with that, we conclude this, class, and there will be again a big gap in our classes. Okay. So wishing you all the best. Since this will get uploaded, you all can listen. And I would suggest listen to Atma Bodha again. The clarity which Atma Bodha gives, it is unbelievable. Atma Bodha and of course these value classes also. Because this is, part of our daily life, these kind of values. Yeah. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. And at 6:30 we'll meet for prayer meeting. Okay. Om Harihi Om. That's up.